I used my meager savings to stay at a motel for 2 days. My wife was constantly trying to contact me during that time. She was leaving a lot of voicemails and sending a lot of texts. They were mostly her just trying to get me to reach out. She kept saying she was worried about me and wanted me to come home. The only thing I sent back was me asking that she not come to my work. I told her I needed time and this whole situation is really messed up. On the morning of the third day I got a call back from a detective. They had followed up with Sandra and with my wife Bridget. The detective told me they would not pursue any charges in the case. He told me that both Sandra and Bridget made statements to the effect that this was planned, consensual, and that I must just be freaking out because they were both pregnant at the same time. He tried to be a little sympathetic to me and said, if nothing else, you can at least divorce and move on. Their story sounds a little too perfect and matched way too closely. But this is just a he said she said situation, and unfortunately there's more of them saying their side of things. I finally had it and went home. I needed to know why my wife would side with her sister and lie to the police. When I got there, Sandra was there too. I'm not proud to say I immediately snapped, what the fuck is wrong with you two? You're lying to the police? You both know what happened that night. My wife started trying to calm me right away, babe, stop, just come sit. I was not calming at all, and oh, I want her gone, and I want her gone now. Bridget said, she's not going anywhere. This is what we wanted. I just stopped. I stood there, I felt unable to move. I had this long pause of processing and finally replied, you wanted this to happen. Why would you want this? Bridget led me over to the couch. I hadn't noticed, but Sandra ducked out of the room. Bridget took my hand and looked me in the eye. We have always wanted to have children at the same time, that were the same age. We've been talking about this for the last few months. The party just gave us the chance to make it happen. I said, you set me up, you are just as bad as her. Bridget, I love my sister, we do everything together, having me means having her and vice versa. That will never change. I love you, but you will always come after her. Just exasperated, I said, that's fine, you can have each other, I want a divorce. Sandra returned at that point, don't be like that. I looked up at her with disdain. You can shut the fuck up. I said scornfully. Bridget, no listen, we want to make this work. There is no we. I yelled. Bridget lost her cool at this point, just stop. You're pissed off, you are going to be more pissed off paying double child support. Fuck this, and fuck you both. I am out of here. I stormed out of the house at that point and just drove off. I went straight to a divorce attorney. That consultation was eye-opening. I explained all the circumstances of my situation. When I was done, he looked at me and said, I don't think you come out ahead on this one. There ain't much to your divorce, you guys don't have any assets. I can probably do this divorce for about $3,500 if it goes smooth. It's the after that's the problem. From the sound of things, these two will spin anything their way. If everything you said is true, they got you. You're going to be looking at child support for both kids. Even if we contest this all the way to a hearing, I don't see a judge siding with you. Those police statements are not helping you. I left that office feeling defeated. I needed a lot of money, and probably a better attorney than the one I just talked to. I decided to talk to my uncles and see if they could help me. I've met with both of them over the past few days. Neither of them was any more reassuring. They both just made jokes about menage a trois and told me I should suck it up. When I said to one of them that Sandra sexually assaulted me, he said, what are you, a gay? Don't be such a pussy, every man I know would love to be able to say they fucked twins. Having exhausted every avenue, my last-ditch effort was to call my dad. I was hoping that just one more time in my life he would act like a dad. I hadn't gotten that from him since my mom died 10 years ago, but I was hoping just this once he would. I was again disappointed. With my head down, I went back to my house. Bridget and Sandra were both there. I told them I would listen. The conversation was just them tag-teaming me with their grand plan. The main piece being that we move Sandra into our house. It's a 2-bedroom house. That's 3 adults with 2 newborns on the way. They kept saying this was just temporary, that with 3 incomes we would be able to get a new bigger place soon. Then they tried to lay out all these benefits for me. 3 parents means more time for ourselves, having all of my kids under the same roof, no child support, no custody nonsense, just a loving home. This devolved as they spat their sales pitch to the point they were just planning decorating for the house, and what types of baby supplies we would need. I have been staying in the house at this point with Bridget. Sandra is still at her place for now. I know they've got me in a tight spot. I need to make a decision. I keep wavering between just filing for divorce and taking the bullshit that comes with it, or trying to ride this out a bit farther until I have enough saved to make a better break. I know I'm getting away from these two, they will be the death of me, it's just about how quick I can do this. I may just have to endure for a little while. I think I can handle that, maybe even wear them down some and get a better deal for myself.